Hello, everybody. Welcome to another excursion into AF Branco cartoon updates. I have a few announcements. The I first want to start out by saying I appreciate everybody sharing my cartoons. You're the reason I do it, and it's to get our message out there because we're really in a crunch time right now, and we need to get that vote out. We need to get our message out. The media, MSNBC, CBS, NBC, PBS, New York Times, they're not going to do it for us. We realize we have to go around them, and the way we do that is through social media. Cartoons are an easy way to share with people and get them out there. And I just want to let you know that I appreciate it. We all have our little parts to do that we can do, and I'm just in a small way adding to it. But anyway, I'd like to start out. I have had a lot of people comment and send me emails and notes and any which way that they can, wondering what's going on at Fox News, because for the last couple of years I've been on their website. Down at the bottom, if you scroll down, you'll see the cartoon of the day. And I've been there probably for the last couple of years. Well, they decided to change it up a little bit, bring in a few new cartoonists. And if I owned Fox News, that's exactly what I would do. I'd put a little variety in it so that they, just variety in any way possible so that people get a different viewpoint from the conservative viewpoint. Now, I know part of the reason he did this is because I'm a little bit too stout sometimes, even for Fox News. And so there were times that they weren't putting my cartoons up there because they didn't want to offend anybody, I guess. So they would run older cartoons of mine that they thought were appropriate. And then they decided to put in some new cartoonists. So give them a chance, check them out. If you do go on Fox to look at the cartoon, I will still be there periodically. I'm just not going to be there every day, and I'm okay with that. I am not going to tailor my cartoons and my viewpoints around Fox News or anybody, actually. They're all my views. They're the way I think, what I think about the issues, and I try to stay current and with my own opinion. So that's where that's at. Anyway, we have some people commenting already, and I want to read out a few of the comments. Stuart, best cartoonist ever. Well, thank you, Stuart. Uh, how dumb is Creepy Joe? Well, we're getting a good idea. In fact, that brings me up to something that I talked about with a friend of mine not too long ago. That they on Rush Limbaugh, when Rush Limbaugh was around, God bless his soul, a caller called in and said, we ought to just let them win so that everybody can see exactly what's going to happen with their policies. And of course, Rush said, no way, we got to fight this tooth and nail all the way. But now we're living exactly Democrat policies with inflation, gas prices, the problems overseas and the foreign policies, and just an array of things with the schools. And this is what happens when Democrats win. Open borders, fentanyl pouring in, killing 300 to 400 people a day, mostly young people. So we're actually living, not that we wanted that to happen, but we're actually living Democrat policies right now. So I want to move on to a couple of things. I want to go through a couple of cartoons and let you see what I've done the last few weeks. I'm going to revert over to my website right here. If you go to Comically Incorrect, you'll see all my cartoons posted. I generally share them from the sponsor, like Americans for Limited Government, America Cares, Alpha News Media out of Minnesota, Also, Swamp Monsters has taken me on. You can go to swampmonsters.com. Uh, the Flag and Cross also is a sponsor of mine, and I like to put their link up when I do any kind of on True Social. Boy, True Social's really taken off. I'll tell you, I think there's about 160,000 followers on that. And if you're on there, thank you very much for following me. I appreciate it. But let's go to the cartoons. This one here is, if you want to see all of my cartoons, just go up here to just hit the cartoon, and then it has them all listed here. Everything that I've done for the last however and there's pages and pages of them. So if you think you missed any, just take a gander at that. We'll start off with this one here. This one I just did today's cartoon, and it's kind of prophetic in a sense. If we have a red wave, it's going to be because of defund police and the crime wave, economic policies, and there's a lot of reasons, but these are the two main ones I think that are going to sink them. But yet we still have Joe Biden over here, still president, and we're still going to have that obstacle in our way, but at least we'll be able to stop him. Let's go over to, this is one I did last week, I believe. He said, nobody F's with Biden. Well, a lot of people are effing with Biden, including OPEC. We have the climate change thing is a big farce. It's a fraud. Even if it did exist in the way they said, there is absolutely nothing they can do about it, really. Not when you have China just dumping tons of CO2 gas and greenhouse gases, so-called greenhouse gases, and they're dumping tons of it in it. And we've drawn ours back quite a bit, but this is nothing more than a laundry scheme for the Democrat Party. Climate change agenda. You have taxpayer funds pouring into it. That isn't going to stop it. And it's going right into the Democrat Party. This Halloween, some costume ideas for your children. This mother here is reprimanding your children. You are not going out dressed as Hunter and his father. And of course, you have Hunter here, which is pretty self-explanatory. And then you have his dad, which has the makeshift teleprompter, the little fly hanging off of it, his little sippy cup, and then he's got a strapped on bubble. So there we go. There's that. And this one, the left is constantly calling the conservative movement fascist, Hitler, and all those kind of things. And it really, fascism, Hitler should be off limits, because there's nobody that's exemplified Hitler. But if you wanted to get close, who's anti-free speech? Who's anti-gun? Who's anti-religion? You can go down the list of things, and who's for taking over corporate America? These are all type of fascistic type of things, if that's a word. And it more resembles what the left is trying to do. So maybe it's a kind of a fascist, communist type of mixture mixed in with corporatism. I don't know. But I'm really, really exhausted by these people who they think it's okay to call Trump and MAGA Hitler. But as soon as anybody over here does it, it's, oh, that's racist. So anyway, that's the end of that one. And this one here is, I couldn't get everything in here. I couldn't get all the different little things that the Democrats are trying to protect, but I got a few of them in. It starts off with the California smelt, the Northwest spotted owl, and now, they're protecting violent criminals with no bail. They're protecting illegal aliens, facilitated by the cartels, bringing in fentanyl. And it just seems like Democrats just don't even care. They live in their gated communities, and that's all they care about. And then we have Hunter Biden and family. Talk about protected species. So anyway, feel free to share any of these. Anyway, um, we'll just take that out there. Anyway, I want to just say thank you for tuning in. We have some more comments. I'm going to read a few of those if I can. We have 18 days to go to stop this corruption. Stop it is right. We can't really fix anything because Biden will just veto it. So, but we can stop some of it. Louisiana here, Risha, who was the one that said 18 go? That was Debbie. We have Blanca. You're right about fascism and communism. Thank you, Blanca. Tika, Titka, I share your cartoons every day. Thank you. I appreciate it. We have Jack Wells. I like your little subtitles, like the blood on Biden's hands. Yeah, the blood on Biden's hands represents the 13 soldiers and all the people that died in the process of that war, trying to pull out and doing an irresponsible thing the way that Biden did it. He didn't need to do it that way. He was advised not to, and he did it anyway. So I always try to put some blood on his hands for that. But there's multiple reasons. There's 700 people that 700 illegal immigrants died trying to cross the border in the last couple of years. Fentanyl has killed 107 plus people in our country. Now, we worry about the media tells us what to be outraged by, but they don't seem to be outraged by the fentanyl deaths that are happening in this country. And it just goes to show you, they explain to you, or they don't explain, or they explain what things you should be outraged by. And it's despicable that they just overlook this thing, because they are the Democrat Party and they are the power. And it is conservatives out here that are speaking truth to power. The media used to always say, we got to speak truth to power. Well, what if they are the power? Who's going to speak to them? They are the Democrat Party. They are the left, and we need to find out ways to go around them. Off my soapbox for a little bit here. Let's read another couple of these. Arkansas. Okay, Arkansas, that's Sonia. Victor Canton, he's my cousin. I shouldn't have said his last name. You show up on his doorstep or something. I know you'll stay true to yourself. You're right, Victor. I will. Sonia, never too stout. Hilarious, but never too stout. Thank you, Sonia. Joanne, your cartoons nail Sock Puppet every time. That's a good name for him, actually. Anyway, I want to move along here. I don't want to spend a lot of time. I want to move on to the next little thing that I have listed here. We've ran through the cartoons, and what I'd like to do is go on to what the last week I attended a party, and I'll move over here to this. I attended a party down in Nashville at John Rich's house. He invited a bunch of us from social media, True Social exactly, to come down and celebrate the success of that medium. And I thought I'd run through a few pictures. Some of these people you know, and there's myself, my beautiful wife April, and Devin Nunes. And I really enjoyed speaking with Devin Nunes while I was down there. He's awesome. He's an awesome guy. He went out of his way to make us all feel comfortable, and he was a joy to talk to. He's Portuguese, by the way, and I'm also Portuguese, so we had that little bit of a connection. Did a little group shot here. We have Nick Sarcy, Devin, myself, John Rich, and Joe Dan Gorman. If you haven't checked out his page, go to intellectualfroglegs.com. Great videos, very entertaining, and very motivating, actually. Um, there's Devin and myself. There's John Rich and myself. A lot of pictures of me, huh? There's Joe Dan Gorman and myself. Cash was there. Yeah, so Joe Dan and I got a picture with Cash, talked to him for a little bit. Great guy, nice guy, enjoyed him very much. John Rich and my wife, Cash and myself, and Tracy Bean. She works hard behind the scenes of the conservative movement, and I really appreciate what she does. We have Larry Gatlin. Got a picture with him, talked to him a little bit. Great guy. And Nick Sarcey, he's the actor in Justified, if you've ever seen that show. Great guy. That's Nick Sarcey and Joe Dan Gorman and my thumb. Nick Sarcey and Joe Dan having a conversation. You probably recognize this guy off of Fox News, Charlie Hurt, great guy. Enjoyed seeing him there. Also, we got a chance to talk with Sarah Carter, my wife and I. You'll see her on Fox a lot of times on Hannity. She's down at the border a lot. Sweet, sweet lady. My wife and her hit it off so good. It was awesome. And then you have, I can't pronounce his name very well, but his name is Juan Jekielek. He runs the Epoch Times, the top editor there, and myself. And here's some friends of mine. This is Jamie O'Neill here. She's a country music star, and her dad right here, and his wife. And this is Rodney Good. This is her husband and myself. I'm always getting in these pictures. Me and Nick Sarcey. And you probably know Benny Johnson from Newsmax. Very good guy. We talked for a while. He wants to get me on his show and talk about cartoons. We'll try to figure that out. Joe Dan Gorman, comedian Jim Brewer. If you've ever seen Jim Brewer, he was there hanging out with us. I got myself in there twice with Nick Sarcey. Yeah. And here's some guys behind the scene. We have Jake Little, Jack Stout, myself, and Joe Dan Gorman. I put a connection to his website if you want to go on my website and check it out. And we actually stayed at Joe Dan Gorman's house. We had arranged to have a hotel there in Nashville or Franklin, and he insisted that we stay at his house, and I'm glad that we did, and I really appreciate him having us there. It gave us a chance to talk and conversate and discuss the future, and just awesome conversation. So that wraps that up. A couple other things I want to talk. I have a calendar out now. We'll go back to the main page up here. Go up to the main page. The calendar is, I'm going to hit on it here and add it up here. This calendar here, if you go to my website, and you scroll down and hit order yours today, you're going to come up to the order page. The thing about these calendars, and I always tell people, and they never believe me until it's too late, but these calendars, they sell out before the end of the year. They never make enough. It seems no matter how many they make, it's never enough. So if you want one of these calendars, get on it now. Every month has a new, probably one of my best cartoons of the last couple of years. I don't know how to scroll it up to where, but every month has a good cartoon that kind of fits with that month. And enough with my sales pitch. You can also go there and order my book. If you haven't ordered one of my books before, you can get it autographed. You can get it also regular. But Anyway, that's about it. I'll read a couple more comments and then I'll let you go. We have, let's go up back at the top. Hi from Delaware, Paula. Oh, Delaware. Yeah. We know who's from there, but we're not going to hold that against you, Paula. Uh, just awesome and love the talent. Thank you, Debbie. Hi from Sweden. Whoa, Sweden, way over there. Ticket. Best cartoonist ever. Let's go down. Maybe I'm starting up to the top here again. So, uh, Paula, I bought your calendar. Oh, thank you, Paula. Appreciate it. My cousin Victor ordered 2. Wow. Thank you, Victor. LinkedIn user. I ordered 2 already, waiting to receive it. Fantastic. I appreciate it. Just bought your cartoon book for my dad, who is an artist too. Have to keep laughing. This world is so scary. Oh, you're so right. And that's part of why I do what I do, is just trying to put some levity into what's happening, but also be informative and give people something they can share and spread our message with. And that's why I appreciate all of you so much. And that's why I do it, basically. I've had some people ask me, what jobs have you had? Are you some kind of intellectual that can't just fell out of the sky? No, I'm not an intellectual at all. I'm a layman. I'll tell you some of the jobs I've had. It's a lot like Hannity. I washed dishes, and in high school they had a program, a firefighter program with the forestry there, and I did that for 2 summers. So I got to fight some fires and ride on a fire truck and all that. And then I basically joined the Army from out of high school. Was in the Army. They had 3-year terms at the time. Was stationed stateside the whole time. I didn't have to go overseas. I owned my own business for a while, but when I got out of the Army, here's an interesting fact. When I got out of the Army, I was jobs were really hard to find. It was just right during the Jimmy Carter phase, when the economy was in the tank before Reagan. And when I got out, I worked a couple little jobs here trying to find some work. Finally ended up in a sawmill in the Northwest. And actually, that's where I cut my teeth drawing cartoons, in a sawmill. The politics of the sawmill were quite interesting. I included the management, I included workers, and it ended up where the management and the workers enjoyed the cartoons a lot. And I never told them who was doing it. Well, at the end I did, but for like 2 years, I didn't tell anybody who was drawing on. I just signed them guess who, and then post them up on the bulletin board when nobody was watching. So other jobs I've had are, I had my own business, my own screen printing business, where I did graphics and I put them on shirts and did pretty well with it, up until I didn't. Anyway, around 2010, I started drawing cartoons because I was frustrated with what Obama was doing and how he was doing it with Obamacare and pretty much transforming America. And my way to vent was to do cartoons. Okay, here a couple more. My favorite Facebook page, Darcy. Thank you, Darcy. Paula, again, thank you. It's not easy being a Republican in Delaware, but I won't back down. Good for you. Good for you, Paula. Paula, I appreciate it. Diane, thanks for your observations. You're very welcome, and it's my pleasure. Anyway, I'm gonna make this kind of a quick one today. I don't want to get to, I covered a lot of things. I covered the cartoons, covered the Fox News issue, showed you our little excursion down to Nashville and hanging out with Devin Nunes and John Rich and those guys. And I want to close by saying, really appreciate it. Now, it's this, I know we hear at every election that this is the most important election of our lifetime, but it really is. If you look at what they're doing and their policies are creating, and what we're having to go through with inflation, gas prices, food prices, what they're trying to do in our schools, this is a very important, and it's very important to you to find a way to get that message out yourself, whether it's sharing a cartoon. I know some of you, work things you're not able to, but um, work politics and that, and nobody wants you to lose your job. But if you can find a way, if you can just bring a few people to vote, or encourage a few people, like-minded people, to go down and fill out a ballot, and or send in a ballot, that's also a part of this movement. And I hope that we can get fired up, because we really need to. I'm fired up, and I can't stress enough how important this election is. And I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's been great, and I enjoy connecting with you. I'm going to try to do this more often if I can. If I can't, well, um, people come to see me for my cartoons. They don't come to see this. They don't come to hear this. They come for this here, and that's, I have to focus on that. So if there's anything else comes up, I can't let that get in the way of this, because this is who I am. Anyway, have a great day, and go vote. Take care. God bless.